If everybody is, but we'll see. We need to light up. Good evening. It's nice to see everyone here in person. It's been a couple of years since we've been able to do this, so very nice, and thank you all for taking the time to come and honor these fantastic students. So again, respected faculty and staff, family and friends, and certainly not least, our distinguished student award recipients, we welcome you to the Wilson High School 2022 Academic and Athletic Recognition Ceremony. For our opening remarks, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our Wilson High School principal, Dr. Dan Weber.
Good evening. This was originally earmarked for Dr. Trickett, but true to form, he's at a school event at our girls lacrosse game, which I'm happy to report we were victorious 14-8 over Hempfield. So now we go on to states and the number 3 seed. So the great news is they won. For him, that means he's the good luck charm, so he has to go to every single game moving forward. So just want to say good evening. Thank you all for being in attendance tonight. What a great opportunity it is for us to get together and just celebrate all the accomplishments of you sitting up here. I want to take a special moment and just thank the presenters, the teachers, and of course you parents for being here tonight. I also want to give a special thank you to Ramon Marquez as well as Drew Kaufman. They spent countless hours getting this ceremony together, and for those of you that understand what goes on in the month of May, that is no small feat. Also want to thank Mr. Mark Greaves, who helped organize a lot of our scholarships that will be happening later on tonight. Students, we're so proud of you for all the hard work and dedication you put into your academic and athletic endeavors. It's led you to this evening. There's over 100 of you that are going to be recognized tonight, each demonstrating worthiness too. While many people might feel this is a result of good fortune or just talent, we know that's the result of all the hard work that you've put in over the years. You're not here by accident. That strong work ethic is a universal skill. It will carry you through the rest of your life. So know that the hard work that you've put in, continue to do that. Good things will happen. As we go through this evening, be sure to celebrate and thank those around you for the love and support during your time here at Wilson. You may not realize it until you have students of your own, but the sacrifice your families have made have been nothing short of incredible. So at this time, I just want to give a round of applause for all the parents in attendance. Students, please make sure over the next couple weeks that you thank people in your lives that have been very influential for you. And seniors also, consider this like a formal kickoff to your celebration week that's going to take place. It's a very exciting time for you to reflect on your accomplishments, and we're super proud of you. So have a great rest of your evening, and thank you guys. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Drew Kaufman, who's going to lead us through the athletic awards portion of this ceremony.
Thank you, Dr. Weber, and good evening, everyone. It is an honor and a privilege to be standing before you tonight to recognize several of our outstanding student athletes. And the term student athlete is not one that we take lightly here at Wilson. I think you'll find that the individuals we are recognizing this evening have not only performed well in their respective sports, but they've also excelled in the classroom as well. And they truly exemplify the meaning of a student athlete. And I'm also happy to have the opportunity to recognize them as part of this newly branded senior recognition ceremony, a ceremony that historically has been reserved for academic awards, but I'm a firm believer that athletics is an extension of the classroom. It teaches our students life lessons such as teamwork, goal setting, commitment, and perseverance. So I feel it's only fitting that we are now a part of this fine evening and ceremony, which recognizes our senior students for their outstanding accomplishments in both athletics and academics. I'd like to thank the many families and organizations who have generously funded and sponsored this evening's scholarships and awards. We are very fortunate to have their continued support, and it is greatly appreciated by everyone here at the Wilson School District. And we take great pride in honoring the legacy of the individuals that many of these awards are named after. And finally, I would like to congratulate all of our student athletes, of course, who are in attendance tonight. All of you have had very successful academic and athletic careers here at Wilson, so you all should be very proud of your accomplishments. I hope you've enjoyed your experience as Wilson athletes. You have been guided by many outstanding coaches, many of whom are here tonight, and you have worked hard to achieve your success. So thank you for your commitment to Wilson athletics, and thank you for being such positive representatives of the Wilson School District. So now it's time to begin the presentation of awards. Before doing so, we ask that when you are called up to receive your award, come to the podium to accept your award, and then after receiving your award, both you and your presenter will head out this aisle here through the door to have a picture taken in front of the backdrop, and then you may return into the auditorium. All right, at this time, I would like to begin tonight's ceremony by introducing our high school field hockey coach, Mrs. Kim Underwood, so that she can present the Bradley Mayer Scholar Athlete Awards.
It's an honor to present the Brad Mayer Scholarship Award because I had the privilege of teaching Brad at Wilson Southern for 3 years, and I can assure you that he was an amazing young man with a huge heart and a lot of character. So those of you that are receiving this award know that it is quite a privilege. The Brad Mayer Scholar Athlete Award is presented to a graduating male and female athlete who has participated in either cross-country, track, or swimming, and who has shown academic progress with above-average athletic ability. The recipients of this award will receive a check for $1,000, and their name will be engraved on a plaque to be displayed in the high school gymnasium. The winners of this year's Bradley Mayer Scholar Athlete Award are Karen Rippey and Alex Heckman. Unfortunately, Karen is unable to join us this evening as she will be participating in the PIAA track and field meet at Shippensburg this weekend, and they left this afternoon. So she is already up there, but we are happy to present Alex his award this evening. Congratulations. At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Richard Keenan and Mr. DJ Sukanik, our high school boys cross-country coach, as they will be presenting the Scott Keenan Award.
Scott was a distance runner for Wilson who earned all-county recognition as well as district medals in both cross-country and track. When Scott died in a car accident the year after he graduated, his family and friends established this award in his memory. The purpose of the award was to recognize a senior male distance runner who displayed Scott's qualities of an extreme competitive spirit and dedication to his team. The winner's name is added to the permanent school plaque, and he's presented a personalized clock and a $1,000 scholarship. This year's award goes to Zach Wendell.
Right. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Chris Leckleitner, our high school girls water polo coach, who will be presenting the Andrew J. Straka Scholarship.
The Andrew J. Straka Scholarship was established in 2004 by Andrew's family and friends. Andrew was a 1961 graduate of Wilson High School, where he was an outstanding participant on the football, baseball, and basketball teams. He was introduced into the Wilson Sports Hall of Fame in 1988. He also played baseball for 4 years at Moravian College. Andrew passed away in May of 2004 at the age of 61. The Andrew J. Straka Scholarship is awarded to a Wilson High School male or female senior who has participated in at least 2 sports in each of his or her high school years. The recipient must rank in the top 1/2 of the class academically, but does not necessarily have to be the best academic student. The recipient should have excelled in athletics and displayed the qualities of exemplary character, sportsmanship, and attitude, which are the qualities that Andrew portrayed during his lifetime. In addition, the annual recipient must be furthering his or her education after high school at any 2-year or 4-year university, vocational, or technical school, academy, or any other educational institution. This scholarship is in the amount of $500. It's my pleasure to announce that this year's recipient of the Andrew J. Straka Scholarship is Caitlin Gunderson. At this time, I would like to introduce our high school football assistant coach, Mr. Jeremy Palm, who will be presenting the Bill Broombach Sportsmanship Award.
The Bill Broombach Sportsmanship Award is selected by the high school coaches and is awarded to a senior athlete who is known for team spirit, fair play, enthusiasm, and a willingness to hustle. The amount of this award is $700. Also, in addition to winning the Bill Broombach Sportsmanship Award, this individual was selected as the male recipient of the Fackler-Hauer Sportsmanship Award, which is sponsored by District 3 and awarded to 1 senior male and 1 senior female student athlete who has demonstrated the most sportsmanlike qualities throughout the year. I'm happy to announce that the 2022 recipient of both the Bill Broombach Sportsmanship Award and the Fackler-Hauer Sportsmanship Award is Josh Drake. At this time, I would like to introduce the Director of Aquatics, Mrs. Erin Goodhart-Kurtz, who will be presenting the Michael S. Zilkowski Memorial Scholarships.
Thanks, Jeremy. The Michael S. Zilkowski Memorial Scholarship is awarded to both a male and female senior of Wilson High School who participated in sports. The recipient will be pursuing college degrees and will be playing sports in college. The scholarship recipients shall be better than average students academically, achieving at least a BA average. The recipients should be active in working with youth to teach them about sports and sportsmanship. The ideal candidate will possess the characteristics exemplified by Michael Zilkowski through the high school character, good sportsmanship, and zest for life. This scholarship is in the amount of $1,000 to each recipient. And I'm happy to announce that the 2022 Michael S. Zilkowski Memorial Scholarship recipients are Ella Khan and Jonathan Ramsey. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Greg Kramer, our high school softball coach, who will be presenting the Dr. Richard P. Flannery Memorial Scholar Athlete Awards.
Thank you, Aaron. The Dr. Richard P. Flannery Memorial Scholar Athlete Awards, formerly known as the Berks County Sports Hall of Fame Scholar Athlete Awards, are given to one female and one male senior athlete who has made a significant contribution to the varsity athletics and to their community and/or high school, is committed to attend a post-secondary institution, is ranked in the top 75th percentile of their class or higher, and who has participated in a sport their senior year. Each award will consist of $500 and certificates suitable for framing. It is my pleasure to announce that the winners of the 2022 Dr. Richard P. Flannery Memorial Scholar Athlete Awards are Madeline Negrini and Cole Lehman. Unfortunately, Cole is unable to join us this evening as he is attending our District 3 baseball quarterfinal game. However, we are happy to present Madeline her award this evening. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Tom Hauk, our high school girls swim coach, as he will be presenting the Lauren Maurer Memorial Scholarship.
Thank you, Greg. The Lauren Maurer Memorial Scholarship has been established to honor and carry on the purpose and ideals of Lauren Maurer, a 1997 graduate of Wilson High School. This scholarship will be awarded to a deserving senior student athlete at Wilson High School who best exemplifies the character, passion, and attributes that Lauren displayed throughout her short yet full life. The recipient of this award possesses a strong balance of academics, athletics, and leadership skills. A minimum requirement for the scholarships are a GPA of 3.0 and participate in one varsity sport. In addition to the attributes listed above, the scholarship recipient shall demonstrate exemplary teamwork, ability to persevere through difficult obstacles, and have very strong work ethic. It is my honor to announce that the 2022 winner of the Lauren Maurer Scholarship is Madeline Negrini. In addition to winning this award, Madeline was also selected as the female recipient of the Thacker Howler Scholarship Sportsmanship Award, which again is sponsored by District 3 and is awarded to one senior male and one senior female athlete who has demonstrated the most sportsmanlike qualities throughout the year. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mrs. Barb Ginter and Mrs. Lindsay Ginter-Susie, along with Mr. Roy Snyder, our high school boys swim coach, as they will be presenting the Ginter Family Memorial Scholarship.
Good evening. My name is Barbara Genter, and this is my daughter, Lindsay. My son lives in Boulder, Colorado, but is here with us tonight in a Bulldog spirit. My children had exceptional experiences here at Wilson through their academic and athletic programs. They were part of cross-country, track, swimming, and water polo. My husband, Alan, was involved in coaching, the IAA official, was an avid supporter of all Wilson athletics. You can certainly hear him cheering wherever he was in Wilson events.
We selected recipients that exuded athletic, academic, and leadership qualities. The female athlete that we have selected is Katie Dallas. We are also excited as she has decided to continue her running career at Penn State. This is incredibly special to us because my brother Matt swam and did triathlon there, and I ran cross country and track there as well.
I guess I'm next. Tonight, it's my honor to present the Wilson Athletic or Sports Hall of Fame Senior Athlete of the Year Award to one female and one male athlete who have exemplified the following qualities: being an unselfish team player, a multi-sport athlete, displaying a competitive attitude, polite, respectful, and showing a genuine concern for others. Each recipient will receive a $1,000 check and a clock. It's my pleasure tonight to introduce the Wilson Athletic Hall of Fame Senior Athlete of the Year Award to Katie Dallas and Chad Corson. I would now like to introduce Mr. Matt Campbell, our ninth grade principal, and the supervisor of our math and our health and PE departments.
Thank you, Mr. Snyder. At this point in the evening, we are going to begin to honor our academic subject award winners. One senior from each subject area has been nominated by their teachers for not only their academic excellence, but also their character, integrity, and respect and enthusiasm for the subject. Seniors, when your name is called, please join us next to the podium and remain here until all the students called have received their awards. In addition, I ask that the audience hold their applause until the conclusion of each group of presentations. It's my pleasure to ask the following presenters to join me on stage. From our business department, Mr. Jake Peterson. From our social studies department, Mr. Billy Hughes. From technology and engineering, Mr. Connor Whitman. From family and consumer sciences, Mrs. Karen Moore. From mathematics, Mr. Adam Filer. And from our health and physical education department, Mr. Jeremy Palm.
Good evening. I'm Jake Peterson, the chair of the business department. Today I'd like to award Kira Levengood with the Business Student of the Year. Kira has proven to be an exemplary business student throughout her senior year. Kira demonstrated an exceptional ability to understand personal finance topics through her work in virtual financial planning. Kira's business sense really shined in her marketing and entrepreneurship course. Mr. Harrop, Kira's marketing and entrepreneurship teacher, had this to say about Kira. Kira is an outstanding student. She is quiet, but when she speaks, it is well thought out and people listen. She has natural leadership abilities. Her attention to detail and completeness of her assignments was exceptional. I wish her all the luck as she pursues a business major. I have a feeling she will go far and make the world a better place in the process. Kira also shined in her opportunity to participate in an internship with Legacy Logistics. Kira's supervisor at Legacy Logistics, Renee Langdon, stated the following: Kira continuously stepped up in her role at Legacy. Kira is very smart, works hard, and takes pride in her work. A few of the accomplishments for Kira in her internship role are the optimization of blogs on Legacy's website, completing keyword research for SEO, completing marketing overviews, and assisting in community outreach through philanthropic endeavors. Kira, thank you for representing Wilson, both inside the school and out, and in such a positive and impactful way.
Good evening. My name is Billy Hughes. I teach 11th and 12th grade social studies here at Wilson. I'm here to present the Senior Award. A successful student in the field of social studies is one who displays a curious disposition, thoughtful analysis about concepts, and an ability to view material from various perspectives. The Senior Social Studies Award is given to a student who combines scholarship, participation, and enthusiasm for the material. This year's senior winner not only displayed scholarship, participation, and enthusiasm, but did so with an openness to new ideas, an inquisitive mindset, and a diligent work ethic. What's more, her friendly disposition and caring attitude contributed to a welcoming and enjoyable AP Psychology class throughout the year. This year's recipient will be attending Penn State University Honors College next year, where I am certain she will continue to display these admirable qualities. Congratulations to this year's Senior Social Studies winner, Katie Dallas.
Good evening. It is with great pleasure to introduce the 2022 Senior STEM Award to a student who has gone above and beyond in the classroom. I actually had to check how many classes he took with the tech ed department because it seemed like he lived down there. He took 7 classes over the last 3 years and an internship this year. I have no doubts that anything he puts his mind to, he will go above and beyond, and that award is Jacobus Pinar.
Good evening. My name is Karen Moore, and I'm representing the Family and Consumer Science Department. And we have selected as our senior this year, Cameron Wagner. Yes, please, all of you that know Cameron, I'm sorry. I know we're supposed to wait, but I met Cameron on her very first day in the 9th grade, and I'm always nervous on the very first day of school as well. And she was just a wonderful student all through. I've had her every single year, and she has just been amazing. I really enjoy her curious spirit, and she is always enthusiastic. She is never one to, something kind of gets announced or a project to be like, oh, everything is always, she's always excited to do and to take on new challenges. And this year she definitely took on some pretty big challenges when she joined my costume class. She even came in and sewed on Saturday, as did some other people on the stage. But Cameron really stood out as just an amazing FCS student. Not only has she taken my class every 4 years, she's taken several foods classes as well, and she's excelled at everything that she's done. And I think that her curiosity and her just love of learning and life is going to take her really far and make her successful in anything she decides to do. Cameron, I'm really going to miss you.
Good evening. I'm Adam Filer, and I recently took over the AP Calculus courses this year. I feel very lucky to have had the honor, or to have the honor of being here tonight to help honor this outstanding senior class. I've said numerous times that in my 15 years of teaching, the classes that I have taught in the last 3 years have been my best classes, and that is due to this class of students. Choosing just one from this strong senior class to receive the Mathematics Award was not an easy task because of the strong ability of so many students. As Mr. Sukanik and I discussed the seniors in our AP classes this year, the choice became evident because there was one student that stood out to both of us because she excelled in both AP Statistics and AP Calculus BC. This student demonstrated a tremendous ability to think critically about topics that are foreign and difficult. She is always willing to participate in class, help other students, and ask questions. More importantly, she is an outstanding person, as she is well-mannered, courteous, friendly, and only slightly competitive. On behalf of the Mathematics Department, I am honored to present the Senior Mathematics Award to Corey Bucher.
For the 2022 Health and Phys Ed Male of the Year, as Adam talked about, a hard decision, between several people. It was really easy for us for this male. In year one, you could see his passion for exercise and his passion for bettering himself really grow. In year two, you saw his passion for himself to get better, but now he started to take people under his wing and he started to help other kids, and that was awesome to see. So in year three, we were sitting here in the summer, and I said, you know what? We need to create an internship for Julian to come in and help in the classroom. So he had 2 honors internships as well as a lifting class in his senior year. One was doing PT at South Mountain, and one was coming into our phys ed class, our strength classes, to work with some of the younger kids. And man, did he just excel at that. And you can tell he's going to be a natural. Julian Warbach, congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in one final round of applause for our opening group of well-deserved subject area award winners. Thank you. Our next group of presenters will be introduced by Mr. Scott Fairchild, our 11th grade principal and supervisor of the arts, drama, music, and science departments.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell. Could I please ask the following faculty members to join me on stage to recognize their department award recipients? Mr. Scott Graber, Art, Miss Mary Lennon, Drama, Mrs. Emily Fredericks, Music, and Mr. Keith Duda, Science.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mr. Scott Graber. I am one of the high school art teachers here. This evening, it's great to be back to see everybody. Congratulations, senior class. Man, we only got a couple more days left, and you'll be having a good old time. But it was an honor to have this student. It wasn't like the previous group. It was a tough choice, but the student that I chose this year to receive the Senior Art Award lived in my art room for 3 periods a day. And he kind of, I saw myself in him because I remember I was a very humble artist and didn't really have the best confidence when I first entered into the senior world of art. But I believed in my teacher. I trusted my teacher, and I wanted to do everything I could to, better my talent. And that's what Mr. Gavin Pasta did this year. I mean, for his first oil painting ever, he decided he wanted to do a painting of chrome. Do you know how hard it is to paint chrome in oil paint? So congratulations, Gavin. It was an honor having you this year, and I'll miss seeing you in class next year.
They know that. Hi, sorry, this is my first one in person, so bear with me. I might have done it a little wrong.
Collaboration, public speaking, critical thinking, empathy, confidence, trust, communication. These are so many of the skills that are necessary to be successful in any future job, and these also happen to be some of the things that are fostered in theater, which is what I joyfully get to teach. Tonight, it's my pleasure to recognize the outstanding achievements and service of 5 of our high school theater company seniors, who I've had the pleasure of teaching and working with over the course of the past 3 years. And they were here long before I got here, too. They've each left a lasting legacy that will be hard to replicate. Thank you for your time, energy, patience, and countless hours of rehearsals. The recipient of the first award, the Senior Theater Award for Acting and Service, goes to Benjamin Hauk. Ben, you are a gifted and talented performer, a remarkably intelligent student, have performed in the Wilson Theater productions in the past 4 years, as well as being the WTC intern and a part of the theater production class this year. You are someone who I could count on for great ideas, someone who your fellow students look to as a measure to what they can achieve. You are someone who can be counted on to focus, work hard behind the scenes, work independently, a true feat for a high school student. You make me work harder because of your interest. You've given so much in so many ways, on stage and as a student, and I so appreciate all the advice and conversations about theater we've had. I'm so grateful to have had the chance to work with you, Ben. Good luck in your future, and I'm excited to see where your studies take you. Congratulations. Sorry, I have 3 more. Okay, tonight's Senior Technical Theater and Service Awards goes to 2 people because I truly could not choose between the 2. These awards go to Julia Eck and Mauricio Garcia, otherwise known as Bodie. Jules, you were the Treasurer and Tech Officer for the Wilson Theater Company this year, stage manager for every main stage show for the past 4 years, as well as being a tremendously talented individual. You helped me come up with tech positions, worked tirelessly to make backstage run smooth, stood in for missing actors, and even designed and made costumes. However, your greatest talent is being kind and accepting of everyone. At any time, I would ask for changes and updates, and you were flexible, and you would come up with new ideas. You made lists of things we needed to do, you kept me organized and focused, and you made sure that the new stage crew members were safe and secure. Anytime I ever needed help or someone to laugh at my really bad jokes, or just someone to pitch in and step up, you were the one that was there. I will always be grateful that I had the opportunity to know you, to spend time during tech days laughing over stories and things that happened during the run of the show, and to have someone who truly embraced the new kid on the block and her crazy ideas. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for absolutely everything. And know when I tell a bad joke next year, I'm going to be wishing you were there to laugh at me. Congratulations. Bodie, you have done so much with tech, from sound chief to post with 318 sound cues, costume design to stage crew head for multiple productions. You've come early, stayed late, and talked me through so many sound cues, transitions, and curtain pulls. Over the course of the past 3 years, you and I have worked on many things and had many discussions, but I will never forget that when I asked you for help, you said yes without a second thought. Thank you for working so hard to mix sound perfectly. Thank you for figuring out how to place umbrellas. Thank you for extra time on Saturdays, organizing and testing mics and set pieces, and making jokes over the run of the show. I've loved laughing with you, and Wilson Theater and I will miss you so much. Congratulations. The Senior International Thespian Award for Theater for 2022 goes to Zoe Ennis. Zoe was the president of the International Thespian Society at Wilson, along with taking the theater and production class and creating one act in the senior acting and directing class this year. Zoe, you have done so much for so many. You put so much time into your one act, worked so hard to help organize backstage and guys and dolls and curtains, created characters who were real and funny and beautiful, just like you. Through difficult circumstances, you never stopped working to get Elizabeth Bennet and all your Puffs characters to be real, caring, and full of life. And while your onstage characters will always be remembered, who you are off the stage is what I am grateful for the most. You are someone who cares about others, who is always there to talk to, who worries about safety and wants everyone to be happy and loved. You are someone who understands what is important, and I know Ithaca is lucky to have you, and I can't wait to see where you go from here. You will be missed by many. Congratulations. Last one. Thanks for hanging with me. Okay, lastly, the recipient of the Senior Theater Award for Leadership in Theater for 2022 goes to Ashley Widener. Ashley was the president of the Wilson Theater Company, a former WT secretary, as well as the stage manager for every main stage production for the last 4 years, along with being someone that others could look up to and count on. She's truly a leader. Ashley, you were one of the first students who reached out to me when I came to Wilson with enthusiasm and kindness. Those characteristics you showed for the first time I met you carried over through the course of the next 3 years, all while leading the members of the WTC offstage in so many productions and dealing with me during stressful rehearsals, weekend events, school board performances, and more tech weeks than I can count. I look to you for advice, trustworthy listening, and a work ethic that goes way behind someone of your years. You have been a constant joy, and we have shared so much laughter, usually at my dumb jokes, along with talking about books, movies, and of course, Broadway. I know how much time you've spent to make this program what it is, and your legacy will last long after you've left Wilson. Thank you for your time, the talent, and more than anything else, the trust you've given me. UMD is lucky to have you, and while I'm sorry to see you go, I'm looking forward to everything the future holds for you. Congratulations. Thank you.
The Senior Music Award goes to Rob Spees. Rob is a member of the concert choir, select choir, symphonic band, marching band, and jazz band. He is an extraordinary talent, just profoundly beautiful singer and artist, and it has been such a joy to watch him grow, both musically and personally, over the last 4 years. He will be attending Susquehanna University to study music education, and I'm so excited to see where that takes him next. Congratulations to Rob Spees.
Good evening, everybody. I've only got one award tonight, but it's a good one. Our 2022 Science Award recipient I first had in 10th grade, and as a 10th grader, he took AP Physics, which is not the normal. And he did so well, sometimes I even commented that he's making the juniors and seniors look bad. Did a great job. He took a year off to do some other sciences, I guess, and in that time, I think he grew about a foot also, but as a senior, I had him again for the other AP Physics course, and he did just as well. He was always one of the best students in the class. He was always anxious to help other students do well, and he was also very good at asking questions. Sometimes questions I had to even ponder a little bit and do my best to answer, but they were good questions nonetheless. This student I know is going to go on to make some sort of positive contribution to the world of science and help the world be a better place. And this student is Colby Snyder.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in applause for these outstanding young men and women again. And now for our next group of presenters, I would like to ask Mr. Marquez, our 10th grade principal, to please come to the podium.
Thank you, Mr. Fairchild. Could I please ask the following colleagues, educators to join me on stage? Mrs. Vicki Taylor, English, and Major Gerald New, instructor JROTC. And for this segment of awards, we will begin with English, continue by world languages, and concluding with our JROTC program.
So I'm here to present the 12th grade English award. I don't know where she is. Katie Dallas? Katie? Yeah, I want her to hear this too. Could someone please get Katie Dallas? Okay. There. The letter I wrote to Katie won't even compare to the letter she wrote to me and gifted me with today. And it was one of the most beautiful, like metaphorical. If she's ever famous, this thing, I won't sell it, but I probably could. It was stunning. Like seriously, I thought about it all day. It was that beautiful. So, Katie, I think I could read this without my glasses. Katie, you are fundamentally a lover of language, and you sincerely appreciate the way it elevates humanity. Even though you have the drive, the work ethic, and the gift to pursue almost anything in college, you've chosen English, and I'm not surprised. I think you did, right? This year, I saw you fall in love with the discipline in a way that was inspiring to behold. Anyone reading your writing knows a writer when they read one. Your ability to capture nuance and your deep appreciation for the metaphorical is quite extraordinary for someone your age. Your enthusiasm for prose and poetry invigorated the class all year. Many times you were the sole voice, undaunted, ready to share an interpretation. What I love about you the most is that underneath that warmth, optimism, and soft-spoken nature, a feisty scholar resides. You remember everything, even the details of school procedures that I am apt to forget. She always knows the schedules. She was like, oh, what are we doing today? What time? It was so impressive. Very helpful. You've been such an integral part of the class this year, always ready to participate, always kind to your peers, and always excited about events going on at school. I'm really going to miss you. Best of luck at Schreier's.
Cristina. First, how are you? Hola. So, Ms. Sanchez could not be here this evening, but she wrote something for you, and obviously I'm going to read what she wrote. ¿Español o en inglés? ¿Qué prefieres? No, bueno, lo voy a leer en inglés para que entiendan. Muy bien. So, dear Cristina, congratulations on receiving the Academic Award for World Language. Seeing your love and passion for the Spanish language throughout the years has been an absolute pleasure to witness. Your interest for learning is evident in that you always are willing to practice and learn outside of class. Not because you're asked to, but because it comes from the heart. You seek opportunities to grow and get better with the language, which shows how dedicated you are to learning and growing. These are some of the qualities I admire the most about you. Seeing your confidence develop in the past years has been inspiring. I have no doubt that you will use your talents to serve others and make this world a better place. Your curiosity, empathy, and willingness to learn will continue to take you far. Best of luck in your future endeavors. Señorita Lilibel Sanchez, so congratulations on being the senior world language filler student.
Good evening. I'm Major New, the Junior ROTC Senior Army Instructor. I'd like to thank Mr. Marquez and the faculty and staff for inviting us to be included in tonight's events. Our first award, let me just back up for 1 minute. I have 5 seniors over here that represent probably true of the greatest leadership corps I've ever worked with as far as students go. They are truly dedicated to making sure that each student has an outstanding time in Junior ROTC. They dedicate their time to making sure that every student feels included, whether they're a freshman or all the way to a senior. So with great honor, I would like to present the first award tonight, the PA National Guard Liberty Bell Award. This is presented to Joseph Burkert for meritorious service and the mastery of junior ROTC knowledge, drill and ceremony, physical fitness, and community service. He also has the unenviable goal of helping me maintain these awards tonight. So his work is not only here tonight, but also on our awards Saturday night. Joe has a great future, and I look forward to seeing what goes in his future. Joe. The next award that I present tonight is the Army Junior ROTC Distinguished Cadet Award. This cadet is also our battalion commander, but she also has many admirers in the Cadet Corps as they look up to her throughout her last 4 years. In the last 2 years I've been here, she is truly one of those leaders that makes me think, makes me wonder, and then also makes me act smartly before I do something stupidly, which she reminds me quite often in our little sessions in our office as she's saying, "Sir, you just can't do that," or "Sir, the students talked and we think it would be better if we did it this way." And of course, I follow her guidance on that because, you know, a smart leader listens to those who are smarter than them, and that makes them look better. So, Mr. Rudy, you have done an outstanding job. You should hold your head high. And I know the Army is going to be better because of you. Whenever you join the military in about 25 days, you ship off to basic training, and we'll be in the PSYOPs, which is one of the hardest MOSs to get in the Army. So congratulations, Mariana, and I'll see you on the highway. The next one is getting 2 awards. Sergeant Major Pete Casby. Sergeant Major Pete Casby is the guy that I call my indirect fire weapon system. And what I mean by that is when I need motivation, direction, guidance, and distance from my students, I send Pete. Pete's a guy that I can just send and go motivate them. Make sure they have a good time and make sure they laugh, smile, and learn something. And that's Pete. Pete is energetic. He is following kind of in my footsteps in the infantry world. Did that as an enlisted guy, and then I became an armor guy. But I'm very proud of Pete and all he's done for the cadets. Another one of those guys that makes it everybody feels included, no matter what the situation is. He is getting the General Frederick Franks Award, Leadership Award. And as many of you know, General Fred Franks was a graduate of Wilson High School and also led to be one of the great leaders in Desert Storm. And our library is dedicated after him, too. So Cadet Sergeant Major Pete Casby is receiving the Cadet Leadership Award for outstanding performance as this Cadet Sergeant Major during his senior year. He trained over 20 color guards that supported multiple events at the school, to include football and other activities. In fact, he sent one out tonight to go do the National Honor Society at the middle school. He also led the Battalion Raider team to finish 4th out of 11 schools in a competition in early April. Pete will also be receiving tonight for the Military Order of World Wars in Philadelphia a $100 check for his ability to desire to serve the military in a future capacity. The next award goes to to Cadet Christian Santana. I like to call him my rock of the staff. He's the guy that I can talk to, unflappable, a guy that I would love to have around in any situation. I can talk to him, just looks at me and goes, "We got it, we'll make it happen." And he did. He led the staff on a very daunting task. Every 3 years we get inspected by the Army to make sure that I'm teaching curriculum and making sure the students are having a good time learning about military leadership and leadership in general. He took about a 30 PowerPoint slide presentation about how we want to take the program and improve it and how we can nest ourselves into the future of what the school wants to get towards as a student who is career ready, life ready, or college ready. He took that briefing and mastered it with his staff and made sure they drilled them, briefed them, and then briefed it to a senior leader in the Army who comes to inspect us. And it was one of the most professional briefings I had seen from a student Corps of Cadets, and probably one of the more professional ones I've seen even from soldiers. So Cadet Christian Santana is receiving the Superior Junior ROTC Cadet Award tonight. Oh, and one more thing about Christian before I forget, he is moving on to the Citadel and will be also enlisting in the United States Marine Corps Reserve. No worries, Swanger, I didn't forget about you. You have 2 awards coming your way as well. So tonight, Cadet Famous Swanger had the unenviable task of always sitting in the office or in the classroom and listening to me just yell one single word, Swanger. And she probably cringed every time I yelled that. But without her, she took our calendar of all the events that we had going on and managed it and kind of directed the staff and directed Cadet Santana and also Cadet Casby on where to go, when to be there, and why we needed to do it. That is an undaunting task. The operations officer, for anybody who is in that position as an operations person, you know what I'm talking about. It's thankless. People don't know your name. All they know is, hey, here she goes again, telling us what we got to do and when we got to do it and why and where. She has coordinated over 20 service hours in support of the Berks County Veterans Appreciation Dinner. Took that task on, merged ourselves not only with us, with a civilian staff to help promote that with us, and also Muhlenberg Junior ROTC was an Air Force component. Took that without any incident and great professionalism and led them to understanding the plan, integration, and how we made that thing work flawlessly. On top of that, I also tasked her with developing a junior ROTC mentorship program with the middle school students in 8th grade to go down to inspire students to join the program, but also just to get to know students, let them know that somebody at the high school is looking out for them, and we're waiting for them to see them whenever they come up here next year. So that Cadet Swanger, you're receiving the Colonel George Mack Community Service Award, and for those of you who remember, Colonel Mack played an integral part in us receiving the program here and also a long-term school board member. Cadet Swanger. So when I arrived here, I'm an armor officer by trade, a cavalry officer pretty much by principles, which just means I like to go fast on big armored vehicles and drive across the country and make big noises. But the point of it is without the saber is the sign of chain of command within the armor community. Cadet Swanger has definitely earned this as not only being just a leader in the Cadet Corps, but also inspiring me and my other instructor, Sergeant Gonzalez, to become better. She's taken the program and realized that, it's just not about her, it's about the legacy she's leaving behind. And she's left a tremendous legacy for other students to follow. Students look up to her. They often refer to her as the glue of the organization. Without her, a lot of things would not get done. So Cadet Swanger, it is an honor and a privilege to give you the ceremonial. It's completely ceremonial. It doesn't even work. But nonetheless, it's for her dedication and hard work, and I know she'll display this proudly as she goes through the National Guard and goes to Kutztown University to study secondary education.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please give another round of applause for Jim? At this time, we would like to present the Academy Awards. Could I please have Mr. Ryan Dennis from the Technology and Engineering Department, as well as Mr. Dave Cooper, Director of Bands, please join me on stage. And while they're joining me on stage, I'm going to acknowledge for the Global Academy Award, Madeline Negreen, Madeline. Do we have a French name at all, or no? No, just Madeline, but okay. And then also Alex Goncha is the other recipient of this award. And so, Ale, in Espanol, you got a Spanish name, but obviously I'll start out. Let me start out with Madeline, which Madame wrote, started off this way, says, Ma chère Madi. So it says, it is with great pleasure that I write you this final letter of recognition for having an outstanding 12th grade school year. You're receiving the Global Academy Graduation Award for 2021-2022. I am greatly appreciative of your remarkable ability, poise, work ethic, and integrity in preparing for class. Maddie, thank you so much for your enthusiasm and motivation to learn. You always came prepared for classes, and you strive to do your best every day. You're also charming and very good-humored, and always brought a little something special to all of our classes. I am very proud to be your teacher, and I look forward to your continued success. Sincerely hope that you are able to continue your French studies next year. Congratulations on this honor. Félicitations. All the best, Madame Pearson. Second recipient, Alexander Gonchev, for the Global Academy Award. We had several teachers. Obviously, I've had the opportunity to work with you, Ale, and you are an incredible human being, more importantly. Obviously, you're a stellar student, and you take care of business in the classroom and outside, so we know that. But Senor Chowski wrote, "Congratulations on winning the Global Academy Award for the 2021-2022 school year. You have been an outstanding student who has shown great interest in learning about different countries and their customs, and also learning and communicating the Spanish language. It has been a pleasure to have you in class. Last year was a difficult year. However, you were always attentive and had a positive attitude in class and virtually. Everyone says that about you. Your attitude is just awesome, Ale. Your projects always went above and beyond what was required. And you always tried to use new vocabulary and grammar in both your speaking and writing. It was wonderful to see your enthusiasm for learning the Spanish language. Both your peers and the Wilson faculty hold you in high esteem. Your diligence and passion for learning will enable you to be successful in your future academic endeavors. Ale, we're really proud of you. Okay? Congratulations. Hey, just a quick note, some of you are probably starting to sweat. You're like, this is really coming down to the first segment, and I haven't gotten anything. There's a second segment of this, which is the scholarship portion. So some of you are up here for a scholarship and not in a subject award. So don't sweat it just yet, okay? And so we do appreciate you coming up here, sitting with your peers to support them. That's very kind of you to do that. Okay. We will, and Mr. Ryan Dennis.
So a funny story before I recognize a student up here. I'm not really happy that we're back into suits since the pandemic is back on. The funny part of that is that I haven't worn this suit since my wedding pre-pandemic. So in my right pocket are my wedding vows, and in my left pocket is my speech for tonight. So I really had to be careful which pocket I was grabbing from. That probably would have been the end of my career there. Good evening. It is my honor to recognize Josh Zielinski as the 2022 STEM Student of the Year. Josh's unique combination of curiosity and perseverance make him an exceptional student. He is a dedicated learner with a diverse skill set. It is on a daily basis that Josh throws himself into a new project or a new idea, and his enthusiasm for learning is infectious. His group of close friends are all made better by him and he by them, and to say they were tested this year would be an understatement. He is intrinsically motivated, and while life can be unfair, maybe even cruel at times, never once did I see Josh lose focus of his goals or ambitions. While I can attest to what Josh was taught at school, I am confident that hard work, discipline, focus, respect, responsibility, humility, pride, honor, kindness, and loyalty were among the many things he was taught at home. Josh's character and passion for learning made me and my fellow colleagues thoroughly enjoy working with him. It is for these reasons I am confident that he will be successful in his future pursuits. Josh will be attending Pitt this coming fall as a civil engineering major. Please help me congratulate our 2022 STEM Student of the Year, Josh Zielinski.
Don't move the microphone.
So I hear an awful lot of noise out in the lobby. I hope that the people out there are not prematurely taking advantage of all those refreshments. So anyway, thank you. Also, since I'm retiring, I expected a thunderous round of applause when I came up here, and it didn't happen. Cameron, oh! That was shameless. Is Cameron here? Did we find her? Cameron Wagner, come on up here. So Cameron, this is funny. Cameron, you're the winner of the Wilson Performing Arts Department Award. Let's give Cameron a hand, which is coming up. No, you didn't know. So it's funny, like Mr. Marquez told us where we were supposed to go. I'm not going to talk long, by the way, for those of you like hitting your watch. So I was, like Mr. Marquez. Anyway, so I thought we were supposed to sit on stage. So I came running up, and I'm looking on stage. And Cameron turns and looks at me and goes, what are you doing here? I'm like, hey, you just relax. You're going to find out. Anyway, Cameron, it is with great pride that the Wilson Performing Arts Department names Cameron Wagner as the outstanding senior of the Visual and Performing Arts Academy. Cameron, you're a serious musician. Not only are you a lovely singer and pianist, you also have an admirable work ethic and strive for excellence in select, treble, and concert choir, as well as the concert and marching bands. Your playing of the song Con at the recent spring concert was beautiful and sensitive. Your musicianship was also on display as drum major in the marching band, where you knew the score inside and out and was able to conduct with both clarity and artistry. Cameron, you are a strong leader. Your leadership was essential in transitioning the marching band out of a year of relative inactivity to one that was filled with a full slate of rehearsals and performances. You led by example and demonstrated great strength, especially in the area of conflict resolution and peer relations, which is completely unexpected and admirable. Your communication skills are very strong, and combined with a deep sense of empathy, you were able to help create a positive environment for all the students involved. Your quiet confidence and gentle nature make you both approachable and respected among your peers. Mrs. Fredericks notes, Cameron, I'm so glad you decided to join choir your junior year. As president this year, you were wonderful at staying organized, ensuring everyone had a voice, and gently nudging your fellow officers when needed. It was a joy to watch you teach your peers in choir rehearsal and to learn the nuances of conducting as you prepared to lead them in the concert last night, which was fantastic, and you did an unbelievable job. Couldn't be prouder of how beautiful the song There Will Come Soft Rains turned out under your leadership. Finally, you possess an outstanding character. You're honest, humble, and sensitive to the needs of others. You communicate well, are assertive, speak out on behalf of your peers. In your time at Wilson, you've made the music department a better place, and for that, we are all grateful. And Cameron also is continuing your education at the University of Delaware. Go Blue Hens. Cameron.
Thank you. We would like to conclude the first segment of our academic and athletic award ceremony with the recognition of the National Merit Commended students and finalists. And so to the stage, I welcome Dr. Dan Weber.
Thank you, Mr. Marquez. Dave, we won't mention that they started to applaud after you told them that you were retiring, so we'll leave that part out. You're welcome, buddy. We got a formal roast coming for him on the last day, let me tell you. So I have the distinct honor of recognizing students that we did this kind of at the beginning of the year, but there's accolades that come throughout, so we wanted to kind of revisit them. And I think it's so special to recognize them because their academic accolades are outstanding, but it's completely exceeded by the character of them. These 6 students that I'm going to recognize in just a second are just outstanding people, and it just resonates with you, the humility that they demonstrate all the time. So I can't say it enough. So I'm going to start off with 2, Ashita Kumar and Isabel Sanders. Come on up, please, to my right. Both of these individuals reached the commended status after they took their PSATs in their junior year. For those of you that are wondering what that means, it means you are in the top 3% in the country. How many students take the PSATs every year? 1.5 million, maybe more, out of 22,000 high schools. So out of those 1.5 million students, these two individuals scored in the top 3%. So give them a round of applause. Stay up here. My next four are Luke Klein, Nolan Pagolu, Medhaj Singla, and Colby Snyder. Come on up. There's Colby. So these four individuals scored, they reached the finalist level, which means that they're in the top 1%. So for those of you doing the math, that means the top 15,000 in the entire country. So between these individuals standing up here, we have a terrific representation, and again, it's because of the hard work that they've done. Congratulations to all of you on your accomplishments tonight, as well as your accomplishments at the next level. We know you guys are going to do great things, and we just can't wait to see what the future holds. So congratulations. I now have the distinct honor of giving you guys an intermission to go get some snacks and refreshments. So we'll signal to you when we're ready to bring everybody back. I thought about flashing the lights, but Scott Fairchild said some of them might explode, so we probably won't do that. But we'll get you back in here some way. So take about 10 minutes, and we'll see you guys back for the second half of our ceremony. Thank you. Go ahead and grab yourself something to eat and drink. Ladies and gentlemen, particularly those of you in the lobby, if you could start to find your seats, we're going to begin the second part of our award ceremony here in about 2 to 3 minutes. Thank you.
Me, buddy. Good evening. It's been 3 years since we did this, so it's great to be back. It's great to be in person to recognize our senior class. And tonight we're recognizing 60 seniors with individual awards. So in order to get through that number, we'll have to move rather quickly. What is going to happen is I'm going to introduce the presenters for each award. They're going to come up on stage. They're going to speak about the award and or announce the recipient. We would ask that once your name is announced, that you enter the stage left, stage right, whatever that may be. I'm not a theater guy. And once you receive your award, you'll meet your presenter in the lobby where you can take a picture. Okay, so without any further ado, we'll get started. Presenting the Lauren Fitzgerald Memorial Awards, please welcome to the stage Mr. Mike Fitzgerald and Mrs. Nikki Dennis.
Good evening. My name is Michael Fitzgerald, and with me is Nikki Dennis. And Nikki is our Scholarship Director for Lawrence Foundation, which is a nonprofit that was formed in 2006 in memory of my daughter Lauren, who was a 2003 graduate of Wyomissing. Lauren was an outstanding student, Latin scholar, and National Honor Society member. She graduated in '03 and went on to Drexel University to study interior design. And it was in the spring of her freshman year that she was diagnosed with a malignant brain tumor. For the following 14 months, she endured surgeries, chemotherapies, and continued her studies. And during that time, she adopted a quote from the late American poet Maya Angelou that read, "I can be changed by what happens to me. I refuse to be reduced by it," as the basis for how she would continue to live her life. And she did live life fully during that remaining time, embodying Maya Angelou's quote, but ultimately the tumor claimed her life at age 20. Lauren was an organ donor. 5 people benefited from her decision to donate organs. The last surviving recipient just passed away earlier this year, but not until gaining an additional 17 years of life. The mission of our foundation is to provide assistance with living expenses for families that are caring for a seriously or terminally ill child. We also support and promote brain tumor and organ donor awareness. And the reason I'm here tonight is we have a scholarship program that recognizes high school seniors who have overcome adversity in their lives and successfully completed high school and who will be continuing their education after high school. The scholarship program targets students that are experiencing adverse and difficult life circumstances, and we decided to include Maya Angelou's quote as the basis for an essay requirement. We started with 2 schools, Wyomissing and Wilson, and in 2015, we opened our scholarship program to all Berks County schools. This year, we received 40 applications from 8 different schools, and we selected 10 of those to receive awards, 5 of which are Wilson students. And that's only because of a limitation of funds, not qualified applicants. With this year's awards, I'm very proud to announce that our foundation has provided now over $100,000 in scholarships to 88 Berks County students since we began offering them. The selection process is very difficult. The students that apply for this scholarship typically were not able to enjoy teenage years as their peers did. Their essays describe circumstances such as life-threatening diseases, abusive or dysfunctional family situations, mental health issues, learning disabilities, and a number of other issues. And yet they all have a common theme. That theme is determination. They're determined to carry on, to live life fully. They choose to learn and grow from their experience rather than use that as an excuse for poor performance. The essays students write are very personal. and we consider them to be confidential. However, we always check with students to find out if they would be okay with us sharing some of the details of their stories. And all of them were okay with that. So we'll be sharing a little bit of that information tonight. So I'm going to turn over the presentation at this point to Nikki, Mrs. Dennis, and she will announce the first two winners.
From a young age, this recipient recognized that her childhood was drastically different from that of her peers. Her father's alcoholism, drug abuse, violent behavior, and lack of anger management made sure of that. After surviving and escaping all of that, instead of finally finding peace, at the tender age of 10, she was diagnosed with cancer. Her doctors had discovered a 10-pound tumor the size of a basketball. She was rushed into surgery the following day and began chemotherapy the following month. She'd lost an ovary, her hair, her energy, and more of her childhood. She longed to be as carefree as the students she would watch laughing on the playground and wondered why no one in her family could catch a break. While the long-lasting effects of all this trauma continue to impact her today, and understandably so, thankfully, this recipient has been cancer-free for years now. Reflecting on it all, she states that she's proud of who she has become, despite the pain and suffering. And she's clearly not the only one. When I asked her guidance counselor about her, Mrs. Andre, you immediately called her a strong young woman who has been able to turn her life around. This recipient constantly mentioned her mother throughout her application essay, admitting that while she didn't realize it at the time, looking back now, she acknowledges that her mom was by her side for every second of all of this. They would even squeeze into a twin-sized bed together in the hospital during chemo treatments. While it would be easy for someone who has overcome so much to convince themselves that they did it all on their own, I think it takes a lot of maturity and humility to recognize that this wasn't the case. I have no doubt that this recipient's mom deserves this recognition of strength and resilience as much as the recipient. Before even entering her teenage years, this recipient had to face some of life's harshest truths, including the fact that life isn't fair, a truth I still struggle to accept today. And while she was changed by what happened to her, she refused to be reduced by it. She's an impressive student and will be attending Bloomsburg University in the fall, intending to major in speech-language pathology and audiology. I am honored to award a Lawrence Foundation Scholarship to Amber Skinner. This next recipient has dealt with several severe medical issues throughout her entire life. She spent the majority of it traveling from doctor to doctor, trying to figure out what was wrong. She's been diagnosed with a host of disorders and conditions: gastroparesis, systemic lupus, and epilepsy, to name a few. During her sophomore year, she was practicing to perform in the Nutcracker when she experienced her first tonic-clonic seizure. During this horrifying experience, she was aware of what was going on around her, but she couldn't move or respond. She could only lay there paralyzed while she heard her mother, friends, and instructor scream for help. To this day, she can't forget her mother's panic-stricken expression. The seizure lasted for 8 minutes. She turned blue, was in and out of consciousness, and stopped breathing before the paramedics arrived. After numerous tests, she was diagnosed with a rare form of Todd's paralysis. No one knew if this recipient would ever fully regain her range of motion again. The former competitive dancer spent weeks in the hospital learning how to walk again at age 15. Naturally, there were times when this recipient wanted to give up. Her whole world had been turned upside down. She was plagued with more questions than answers, and the future she once envisioned for herself had been stripped from her. However, today, despite the fact that she isn't able to dance, she considers herself stronger than ever, and is thankful for the range of motion and strength that she did manage to regain through physical therapy. She rejects the notion that she's defined by her illnesses, and she continues to pursue other passions. Now, her goal in life is to become a nurse, so she can help people with similar struggles and health concerns. She strives to serve as an inspiration to everyone she meets. She's living proof that determination, dedication, and optimism can work wonders. She's had to miss a significant amount of school due to hospitalizations, but she still put time and effort into her assignments during these prolonged absences. When I asked her guidance counselor about her, Ms. Marconi describes her as incredibly sweet and hardworking. For the sake of time, I haven't relayed all of this recipient's stories, but after reading 39 applications this year, I can honestly say I won't be able to forget the details in hers. I'm in awe of her. The hits just kept on coming, and not only did she not succumb to it all, but she focuses on others instead of wallowing in what happened to her, which absolutely no one would even blame her for. She's driven by the desire to help others, and I don't know what could be more beautiful than that. I am honored and humbled to present this award to Lena Linsalata.
For our 3 remaining recipients, there is sadly a theme to the essay and the circumstances they find themselves in, and that has to deal with parental loss. The first individual I'm going to talk about I met when he was a 9th grader. Actually, let me back up a little bit. I met his father when he was, I believe, a sophomore, about 30 years ago, and had arrived in the United States from Poland. Could not speak a word of English. I could not speak a word of Polish, and yet we were able to communicate through the math language that an applied physics course that I was teaching at the time had. And it became pretty apparent pretty quickly that his math abilities far exceeded my own. I watched him grow as a sophomore student and graduate, and it was one of those moments of recognition that you've been at this game for a long time when students say, oh, hey, yeah, you had my father 25 years ago. So I was happy to see him again at parent night, and very saddened to learn that he passed away very unexpectedly and very suddenly last fall at the age of 44. And I just want students here tonight, I'm assuming most of you are here with a parent, or if you're here with an adult, just take a moment right now and look at them. Go ahead, do that. And just express some thanks, because you never know how quickly circumstances can change. And the person that you might think is going to be there all the time for you may not. We don't control all of life's circumstances. And I can only express my heartfelt sympathy with the families of students that have lost parents and having to now embark on their college careers without that parent. The recipient for the award is Josh Zielinski. Josh. Josh wrote a very powerful essay talking about his memories with his father, and his father was the kind of person that could do pretty much anything with engineering and construction, and Josh talks about the mentorship his father provided and just the unexpected nature of his passing. The next recipient I likewise met in 9th grade as a student in my iSTEM class. Somewhat quiet, did not seem to get my sense of humor at all. And now, after having read his essay, it just kind of dawned on me why that might have been, because at the time he was dealing with an unexpected diagnosis that his father had received, leukemia, and how it changed their lives, and how what was very predictable in terms of routines and places to visit and Saturday morning breakfast had suddenly changed. And life changed pretty significantly around the house because masks had to be worn and people had to be taken care of, and those breakfasts were replaced with hospital appointments. And I just tried to put myself in the shoes of that 14, 15, 16-year-old kid at the time, and how difficult that might have been, it must have been for him. At the time, the leukemia relapsed, but it returned about a year ago with a vengeance. And the student's dad did the best he could, continuing to undergo treatments, but it became apparent a couple months ago that he probably would not survive to see his son graduate from high school. I was very proud to be part of a contingent that went to his house 2 or 3 weeks ago so that we could have an early graduation ceremony so that his father could see him graduate. And he did. And he knows that this student is getting an award, scholarship, and he got to see him receive his diploma because the superintendent, our principal, my department colleagues, and I were all there to celebrate with him. Sadly, he passed away a week ago. This award goes to Eric Del Pizzo. Eric will be studying electrical engineering at Lehigh University. The last recipient's story kind of hit close to home because this young woman described a diagnosis that her mother had received, that of a GBM, a glioblastoma, which is the most deadly type of brain tumor. And she decided that she wanted to make sure her mother would get to see her graduate from high school. This recipient is technically only a junior, but she was enrolled with the Wilson Virtual Academy and decided to double up her courses this year, taking all of her junior and senior requirements. Just imagine the coursework while working 30 to 40 hours a week, and somehow she even managed to play soccer in there. I met her mom just this evening in the lobby, and it's not hard to see how this student developed that sense of determination. It's pretty apparent that mom has a pretty strong sense herself. This student talked about the extra work that she needed to do to stay abreast of her studies, the working, and you might think that someone in that situation would be very bitter and resentful, and yet I found the exact opposite in meeting the student just tonight and her mother. Please welcome Sorella Martin to the stage. I'd also like to give a shout out to Barb Hanlon, that's mom, who's here tonight. What an amazing young woman you've raised. Congratulations. Okay, in closing, first of all, each of these recipients are receiving a $1,000 scholarship. I'd like to thank the administration for their continued support of our scholarship program, even though I can get kind of long-winded at these events. I just note that out in the lobby there is information about our foundation, and there are brochures and annual reports that will tell you more about what we do, but the funds that we used to provide these scholarships are primarily raised from a 5K run that we do in the fall called Fitzy's Halloween 5K. My daughter was born on Halloween, so it's a Halloween-themed run on the last Sunday of October. And participating in that event is what funds our scholarships. So thank you for your support, because we've been able to top $100,000 over the last several years in scholarships. Thank you.
Mike and Nikki are always hard to follow, so we've reserved that for one of our faculty members. Here to present the Jerry Gabrielle and the Leonard Cote Awards, please welcome Mr. Scott Graber.
Good evening, everybody. Like Mr. Greaves said, my name is Scott Graber. I am one of the high school art teachers here, and this year it's nice to be back live because the Leonard Cote Award is the first time I've presented this live. But I'm here to represent also the Jerry Gabrielle family. This is an award given to a senior attending a post-secondary school, majoring in any type of art field. Jerry Gabrielle's wife, Renette, would always come up here and talk about Jerry and have his yearbook. But as you can see up here, Jerry was in the first graduating class of Wilson High School. He was 19 seniors. And what are we now, senior class? Almost 500? So we've come a long way, but that's right in front of the administration wing right there, that photograph that has taken. And this is a $1,000 scholarship. I asked that my students to go for these scholarships, to write an essay, how art is important to them and what they plan on doing with their talent in the future. And then the essays are given out to the Wilson School District Art Department, and they pick the winner based off of what they write. And that is a $1,000 award. Leonard Cote, I had the opportunity of working with him during my first 15 years here at Wilson. Leonard was a volunteer, senior citizen volunteer. He volunteered for over 23 years, never receiving a dime from the Wilson School District. He just received the love and the energy from the kids. Leonard passed away in 2015, a few weeks prior to him turning 90 years old. We have a gallery here in the school district called the Grandview Gallery. My former colleague, Robert Chappell, who's the one who established that gallery, it just turned 20 years this past October, has established a gallery scholarship from the proceeds of sales of artwork that are sold during the shows or annual openings. When Leonard had passed away, I asked Bob, hey, can we use this money to here? Now we have a cause. Let's keep Leonard's memory going on. And Bob's like, sure, let's do it. Leonard was the cool, hip, old grandfather. He loved to give out animal crackers, dum-dum lollipops. He was just an awesome guy. The kids respected him. For some students, he was the only type of grandparent they might have known. And I still meet alumni today that have paintings of Leonard's, and they're just so proud of owning one of his pieces. And this year's recipient for both awards, which is awesome, is Olivia DiMartini. Olivia, just like most artists throughout life, we get knocked down, but we never give up. And I've had the opportunity, I've known Olivia since 9th grade, but I've had the opportunity of teaching her the past 2 years. And she has really come a long way as a student, as an artist. For some of us artists, we speak better with visual images than we do words. And when we get knocked down, that's what we turn to. And that's what Olivia has turned to. She is going to be going to Savannah College of Art and Design in the fall, becoming a major in animation. So hopefully one day we'll be able to see her work on the TV, whether it's Nickelodeon, Sesame Street, where else. But the Jerry Gabrielle Scholarship is a $1,000 award, and the Leonard Cote is a $300 award. So Olivia DiMartini, come on up.
Here to present the Marguerite E. Swartz Scholarship, please welcome Miss Julia Wong.
Good evening. Margaret E. Swartz graduated from Wilson High School in 1937. She spent her youth living on a farm along State Hill Road and operated a deli stand at the Shillington Farmers Market. Prior to her death, she established a trust and directed the Wilson School District to provide scholarships in perpetuity to worthy graduates. The scholarship committee is made up of Wilson teachers, counselors, and community members. The criteria for this scholarship consists of scholastic achievement, demonstration of Wilson's 7 character traits, financial need, and a student essay. There are 3 Margaret E. Swartz scholarships this year. The second runner-up of the Margaret E. Swartz Scholarship is Bailey Nicholas. The runner-up of the Swartz Scholarship is Julia Eck. The final and overall winner of the Swartz Scholarship is Benjamin Hauk. Congratulations to this year's recipients of the Marguerite E. Swartz Scholarship.
Here to present the Shiloh Hills Staff Awards, please welcome Miss Kate Moyer.
Good evening. My name is Kate Moyer, and I am here on behalf of the Shiloh Hills Scholarship Committee. Every year, a Kaufman's Barbecue fundraiser is held to raise money for former Shiloh Hills students. This year, we raised $1,200, which has been split between 2 recipients. Those recipients are Benjamin Bourne and Emily Bytoff. Congratulations to our 2 winners.
Here to present the William Coote Senior Rotary Club of West Reading, Wyomissing Academic Scholarship Award. That's a mouthful. Please welcome Mrs. Carolyn Jordan.
I'm here tonight on representing the Rotary Club of West Reading Wyomissing. So if you're not familiar with Rotary, let me tell you what it's about. It's about friendship, it's about business development, it's about personal growth, continued education, leadership development, enhancing your vocational skills, and doing community service. But above all, Rotary is a lot of fun. It's giving back to the community and gaining personal satisfaction and growth for return. Our club takes an active role with youth in our community because they are our future. We sponsor the Interact Club under Mr. Daubert's leadership, and we honor a student of the month during each academic year, presenting a check for $75 to recognize their achievements. Each year, we send several students to a Rotary Youth Leadership Academy, referred to as Camp Nighting, and hopefully somebody out in the audience has attended last year as their juniors. And this year, we're supporting the Rotary District's new STEM program for rising 8th graders and gifting the opportunity for 3 local students to participate in that. Tonight, it's about our senior award, and I'd like to call Emily Gallo up to the stage. Emily, when you get here, we're going to present to you a check tonight for $500 for your post-high school activities. And we want to know that you're an active participant of the Wilson Interact Interact Club. And we want to thank you for serving as vice president this year. And just know we wish you well after your high school career into your future, and that you always have a place here with Rotary. Thank you.
Presenting the Wilson Education Association Awards and the William Kutz Jr. Memorial Scholarship, please welcome Mr. Christopher Wagner.
Good evening. I'm Chris Wagner, and I represent the Wilson Education Association Scholarship Committee. Wilson teachers care very deeply about our students. Every day we strive to motivate and inspire students to learn and to make a positive impact. Nothing makes us more proud than when one of them wants to pursue this career that we all love. Our first scholarship is in memory of an aspiring young Wilson teacher named William C. Kutz Jr. That would be the son of William C. Kutz Sr. that the Rotary Club just recognized. Please indulge me briefly as I tell you a story. Bill Kutz Jr. graduated from Wilson in 1955. The older members of our community remember his father was our superintendent. William Kutz Sr. served as superintendent for 30 years. My, how times have changed. Following in his father's footsteps, Bill Kutz Jr. earned a degree from Albright in 1960, and he began teaching social studies here at Wilson High School that fall. Shortly after his 24th birthday, November 22nd, 1961, in only his second year of teaching, he died of a brain tumor. He was ready to dedicate his life to teaching Wilson kids, and his opportunity to do that was cut too short. The WEA honors his memory by offering a $1,000 scholarship for a Wilson student who, like Bill Kutz Jr., aspires to be a great teacher. The winner of the WEA William C. Kutz Jr. Memorial Scholarship and attending Shippensburg University is Amy Kovach. The WEA also awards 3 $1,000 scholarships to students continuing their education in any field. Our applicant pool consists of not only Wilson seniors, but also any children of Wilson teachers who are graduating from other schools. We have 2 such winners tonight. The committee focuses on community service while also examining academic and extracurricular credentials. These kids work hard. They have compassion, they lead, and they give back to their communities. These are qualities that Wilson teachers try to cultivate in our students. The first winner of a WEA scholarship was unable to be with us this evening. She's the daughter of our favorite French teacher here at the Upper House, Madame Pearsall. She's graduating senior at Berks Catholic, attending Georgetown University, Madeleine Pearsall. Our next winner of a WA scholarship is a Wilson graduating senior attending the University of the Sciences, Christina Burrs. And our final winner of a WA scholarship and the son of Wilson High School's very gifted teacher, Dr. Frank Reese. He's a graduating senior at Fleetwood High School and will be attending Grove City College, Jacob Reese. The Wilson Education Association applauds all of your achievements, you high school seniors, and wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
Here to present the Richard J. Caron Scholarship Award, please welcome Mrs. Jennifer Moyer.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jen Warren. I work with the Student Assistance Program at Caron Treatment Centers. We work with all the local school districts, and the Richard J. Caron Scholarship is being given to a high school senior who has overcome barriers to learning and achieved academic success. This year, the award is going to Eric Del Pizzo, who will be attending Lehigh University majoring in electrical engineering. Thank you.
Here to present the Fred and Denise Franks Scholarship for Public Service. Please welcome our own Mrs. Molly Mack.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Molly Mack, and I'm the Executive Director of the Wilson Education Foundation. I have the privilege this evening to be here to present the General Fred and Denise Franks Scholarship for Public Service. This is a $3,000 scholarship, and it's awarded to a member of the senior class who demonstrates intention to pursue a future in public service and plans to study in the field of healthcare, education, or other public service major. The Franks family is grateful to students for their motivation to give back, to increase the good in our community and our nation by their public service. On behalf of General Fred and Denise Franks, I'm proud to present this year's scholarship to Abigail Studlack. Abigail will be attending West Virginia University in the fall and plans to study mathematics and secondary education. Congratulations to Abigail, a very well-deserving student.
Here to present the Whitfield Alumni Scholarship, please welcome Mrs. Mary Konopelski. Yes, that Konopelski.
Good evening, everyone. I am Mary Konopelski, a third grade teacher at Whitfield Elementary, and I am here to present the Whitfield Alumni Scholarship awarded by the Whitfield Student Council. This scholarship is given to a Wilson High School graduating senior who attended Whitfield Elementary for any period of time. Eligible applicants must be going on to higher education and excel in the areas of academics, leadership, and student involvement. The recipient is chosen by faculty members from Whitfield Elementary. The amount of the scholarship is $1,000. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and student council of Whitfield, I am proud to present this award to Grace Mangold. Now, I had the pleasure of teaching Grace in my 3rd grade class, and she came to school each and every day with a positive attitude, an outgoing personality, and she always brought a smile to my face because she always had a smile on her face. Many teachers have reported that Grace was always fun and easygoing, kind and hardworking, and just a joy to have in class when she attended Whitfield. She was always there to lend a helping hand or a word of encouragement to any classmate in need. Grace has continued to grow as a student and as a well-rounded individual. We at Whitfield have no doubt that Grace will be successful at the next academic level, where she will be pursuing marine biology and cross-country and track at Rider University. Grace, we, your Whitfield family, would like to wish you all the best in your future endeavors and congratulate you on your outstanding achievement.
To present the Annette E. Marth Scholarship Award, please welcome Mr. Ramon Marquez.
Good evening. I have the honor to present the Annette E. Marth Scholarship, which awards $1,000 to a student that's pursuing world language studies in their post-secondary endeavors. And this year's recipient is Evan Hu.
Here to present the Spring Township Lions Club Awards, plural, please welcome Mr. Robert Penny.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ben Robitzer. I am the zone chairman for Spring Township Lions Club, or the zone that covers Spring Township Lions. With me is Bob Penny, our membership chair. Tonight we will be giving away 6 scholarships. Each one's $500 each in the following categories. 3 will be in JROTC, 1 in science, 1 in performing arts, and 1 in education. Our first one is Gavin Posta. Gavin Posta. Next up, we have Deshaun Mosley Brown. Okay. Third, Anthony Pasquale. Next, we have Luke Klein. We have Edwina Vargas. And finally, Gavin Leinart. Congratulations to you all, and we wish you continued success in your education. Congratulations. Yep.
As a reminder, recipients, as you receive your awards, please go out to the lobby to take a picture with your presenters. Here to present the Wilson High School Student Government Scholarships, we have two representatives from our student government. Please welcome Ms. Kamari Clark and Ms. Maddie Negrini.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Maddie Negrini, and I am Student Government President.
My name is Kamari Clark, and I'm the Student Government Vice President.
Every year, the Wilson High School Student Government awards scholarships to seniors who are passionate about their school and community. The recipients of these scholarships have displayed characteristics of leadership, merit, responsibility, and dedication throughout their high school careers.
The student government has selected 2 college-bound students and a student who is entering the workforce after graduation to receive these scholarships. The 3 recipients of the 2022 Student Government Scholarship are Amanda Tilley, Christina Burrs, and Ryan Burkus.
Representing the Women's Club of Spring Township, please welcome Mrs. Carol Reed.
Good evening. I'm Carol Reed, Education Chairman for the Women's Club of Spring Township. Each year, we award 2 awards, one for math and one for VOTEC. This year, our math award will be awarded to Nikita Patel. This young lady has a 4.0 GPA. She has 2 provisional patents, and she is president and has been president and treasurer of the Medical Leaders of Tomorrow. She will be attending Rensselaer Polytech Institute in Troy, New York, where she will study biomedical engineering. Nikita? Our second award winner is unable to be here tonight because she's working. She got the Vocational Technical Award. Her name is Isabel Matos. She plans to attend the Culinary Institute of America in 2023. Thank you.
Miss Lauren Minnick, are you here? I am. Oh, thank you, Lauren. Here to present the Ann Douglas Minnick Future Enterprisers Scholarship. Please welcome Miss Lauren Minnick.
Hello, my name is Lauren Minnick, and I'm presenting the Future Enterprises Award in memory of my mom, Ann Douglas Minnick. 7 years ago, we lost my mom to splenic angiosarcoma. This is one of many rare cancers with limited, if any, treatment options. She went from being completely healthy to passing away in a matter of weeks. We were devastated. My family channeled our grief in several ways, and one positive way that we remember her is through this scholarship. I can't possibly tell you all of the wonderful things my mom did or how great of a person she was in the short amount of time I have today. However, I will say she was wise, she was clever, she was kind, and she was tough. She graduated with a master's in education while raising 4 kids, and she loved her work here as the special education administrator. As an educator, she felt disappointed that the majority of scholarship recipients tended to be either star athletes or scholars. These recipients, while deserving of their scholarships, usually had more resources available to them as opposed to the many students she worked with who had non-gifted IEPs. Since nearly 40% of students in the Wilson School District have non-gifted IEPs, we wanted to honor her memory by creating a scholarship specifically for one of these students. I'd like to read a small portion of my dad's scholarship explanation for the scholarship name. One might ask, the meaning of future enterprises. Webster's dictionary defines an enterprise as a project to be undertaken, especially one that is important or difficult or that requires boldness or energy. Certainly, any post-secondary education might be considered an enterprise. The Enterprise is also, of course, the name of the starship on Star Trek. My mom was a true Trekkie, and she could recite the dialogue for nearly all 178 episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation. And we, as children, grew up watching Star Trek Next Generation on repeat. She loved Star Trek because the show promoted gender and racial equality, teamwork, and trust in one another. And every Star Trek series included strong female role models, which she felt was important in today's society. She particularly admired Gene Roddenberry's optimistic and equitable vision of the future, and Captain Jean-Luc Picard was her role model for effective leadership. Star Trek also held at its central tenet that all life must not only understand each other, but find a common dignity, which she considered to have particular relevance in special education. This year's scholarship recipient will start her post-high school educational experience at the Reading Area Community College as an undeclared student, but she has shown an interest in veterinary medicine. She will definitely need to have an enterprising spirit to achieve her goals. This year's Ann Douglas Minnick Future Enterprises Memorial Scholarship recipient is Caitlin Rosado.
Representing the Wilson School Board and here to present the Wilson School Board Leadership Scholarship, please welcome Mrs. Stephanie Cocker.
Good evening. I'm Steph Cocker, President of the Wilson School Board, and tonight I have the honor of presenting the 2022 Wilson School Board Leadership Scholarship. This award is given each year to a student who is well-rounded, involved in extracurricular activities, and is civic-minded. Over the past year, just in this past year, this very deserving recipient has been involved in Link Crew, National Honor Society, orchestra, and has been a successful athlete in swimming and water polo. She has served as the student government president, senior class secretary, mini-thon captain, and in her spare time, the Wilson School Board student representative. In the fall, she will be attending the University of Vermont, majoring in psychology, and I feel like I speak for the entire board when we say that this past year has been really a great experience working with her, and we can't wait to see what she does in the future. It's my pleasure to award this year's School Board Leadership Scholarship to Maddie Negrini.
Here to present the Wilson Scholarship Fund Special Award, please welcome Mrs. Gay Wenzel.
Good evening. It's my honor tonight to award one student a $10,000 scholarship from the Wilson Scholarship Fund. I want to give you a tiny bit of history. This scholarship was started in 1990 by a Wilson High School principal and an assistant superintendent, and they used donations collected from the community. And it still continues to be funded in this same way. It's currently managed by the Berks County Community Foundation. This year's recipient will be going to the University of Pennsylvania, majoring in chemical and biomolecular engineering, and hopes to help fight climate change. While in high school, in addition to achieving a 4.46, this student was involved in Science Olympiad, Academic Challenge, Math Competition, Student Government, the Governor's STEM Competition, among other things. This student also started a peer tutoring club that ensures that all students have equal access to education. It is my privilege and pleasure to present this award to Colby Snyder.
Representing the Sun Federal Credit Union, please welcome Mr. Tony Lewis.
Good evening, everyone. Every year we get to work with the teachers here at Wilson High School to pick out a deserving student for what we're calling the Student of the Year. And this year is no exception. We have a great one, Nolan Williams. Nolan will be attending Temple University right down the street from my office in Philadelphia, so maybe he'll come by and visit one day. But we are proud of Nolan and are thankful to Wilson for allowing us to be here tonight.
Representing the theater company Boosters, please welcome Miss Mary Lennon.
you go. Good evening. I'm here to present the Booster Award, and I have my wrong speeches, but that's okay. Tonight, I am here representing the WTC, the Wilson Theater Company Boosters. Our president, Melanie Mattis, was not able to be here tonight, so I thought I would present it. The Boosters every year give out 4 $500 scholarships to students who are asked 2 questions. What has Wilson Theater Company done for you? And what have you done for the Wilson Theater Company? And the unifying thing for these 4 recipients seemed to be to create a safe and unified space. And I know them personally, and they have all absolutely done that. So this evening, I'd like to present the Theater Company Boosters Award to Edwina Vargas, Ashley Widener, Edwina Vargas. Ashley Widener. Julia Eck. And Zoe Ennis.
So there are a few more awards that we need to announce. I need to find out if Mr. Paul Kelly is here. Wonderful, thank you, Paul. So let's welcome Mr. Paul Kelly to the stage to present the Aiden's Hero Scholarship.
Hi, good evening. Oh, it's kind of bright up here. So I'm Eden's mom, Kathy, and this is Paul. This year, for the last 5 years, for any people that don't know us, we have been presenting the Eden's Hero Award to a 5th grade student. And as this would have been Eden's graduating year, Paul and I had decided that we wanted to take it a step further and to honor a deserving senior this year and then moving forward. So the criteria for our application was for someone to write what it means, what being a hero means to them. Aiden was selfless, caring, he saw the best in everyone and everything. And so the person that we have chosen that has really exemplified what everything that Aiden stood for is Kathleen Ulmer.
It's at this stage where you get to hear my voice quite a bit because we have several presenters, unfortunately, that could not make it tonight. So I'd like to start with the Dave Mattis Team Scholarship Award. Dave is a RE/MAX agent here locally, and he decided to offer a scholarship this year to a college-bound senior. And after completion of applications and a thorough review by Dave and his team, they've selected Bailey Nicholas.
Some of you may be familiar with Berkshire Heights, a child care facility here that Wilson operates. Every year they offer something called the Early Learning Scholarship to recognize a student who has excelled within our early learning program here and plans to pursue education as a pathway at the college level. Tonight, Amy Kovach will be represented. The Diamond Credit Union annually offers something called the Alfred A. Panfile Memorial Scholarship, recognizing an individual who has been selfless in offering community service in every opportunity that he or she has. This year's representative from Wilson High School will be Maddie Negrini. Here to present the Academic Booster Awards, let's please welcome Dr. Daniel Weber.
Good evening again. I have the distinct honor of subbing in for Amy Wolf and Jen Kirkona, as both of their kids were participants in our games today. So before I get into this one, I'd like the following students to join me on stage. Kira Levengood, Dylan Garber, Cameron Wagner, Jared Foltz, Grace Mangold, and Madeline Freitas. Please come up here. The Wilson High School Academic Boosters and PTO asked our 12th grade English teachers to nominate a senior from their class based on qualities such as character, leadership, and citizenship to complement their academics. The student should be a diligent one, completing his or her assignments on time and showing strong effort to learn. The student demonstrates excellent behavior inside and outside the classroom, as well as being respected by both their peers and teachers. Lastly, the student shows exemplary character through his or her passion, honesty, trustworthiness, responsibility, optimism, and loyalty to create a positive school environment. Thank you to our 12th grade teachers, and congratulations to our recipients this year.
Unfortunately, we do not have a representative from Southern Middle School tonight, and also, unfortunately, their recipient could not make it, but I'd be remiss if I didn't share. So Southern Middle School annually recognizes one student that attended Southern and displayed exceptional characteristics that they feel is worthy of an award, and this year their recipient was Marjorie Romero. So that the Godlersville Fire Company each year gives Wilson $10,000 to distribute in specific categories. And these awards are each in $1,000 amounts, and they're recognized for their particular area. So in this situation, we have two students within media and communications. If Kamari Clark and Maddie Freitas could please both join me on the stage. In nursing and medicine, broad category, could I have Dominic Stoll and Emily Foyt come on up? In the area of trade and technology, unfortunately, one of our students couldn't be here. That's Matthew Ginther. But Michaela Rupp, I believe, is here. So Michaela, come on up. In the area of arts and music, Robert Spees and Elon Rodriguez Matias, please come on up. And finally, those students attending RAC next year. Gogglersville is a big proponent of students that would like to pursue alternative pathways. And we'd like to recognize two students, one that isn't here, Connor Hill, and the other one that is here, Daniel Antunes. If you could come on up. So it looks like we're missing three, but there's your Gogglersville Fire Company award winners. Thanks, guys. We're out of roses, sorry. The final award this evening is the Whitehead Memorial Scholarship. And the Whitehead family has always been reluctant to have this announced at this event, but they agreed this year, and I'm so glad they did. So this was an application where students were to submit the application. The family ultimately selected their recipient. So I just want to read a little bit of what the family shared with me. Christopher was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis when he was 4. He had real problems when he was 14, when he had 3 surgeries, one of which was the removal of his entire colon. This is the chronic illness part of this award. The positive life part is that he was always empathetic towards others and reached out to help other kids that had health issues. And we want to continue with this as a legacy to him. He played soccer as a little guy up until his death at age 16. And he was an avid Star Wars fan. Unfortunately, he perished in 1990 when he was in a car accident with several of his classmates out here in front of the Wilson High School. This year's recipient of the Whitehead Memorial Scholarship is Kayleen Tran. So that concludes the scholarship portion of this program. If we could all take a moment and just give a round of applause to all of the recipients tonight. Great job, guys. I'm now going to pass the microphone back over to Dr. Weber.
Oh yeah, you can clap. Go ahead. In addition to giving applause to our recipients, can we have an applause for all the parents and scholarship donation people here tonight? Thank you for everything you guys have done. Congratulations to all of you. As we wrap up our evening, I just want to say thank you again to everybody who's here for the support of our students, of our school. It's been overwhelming and fantastic. Students and family, as you exit here this evening, please understand that there are a lot of candidates worthy of the awards that you received. And when the committees or families or individuals sat down and met with you as students, they felt like you embodied their award. And that is just as important as anything associated with that award. So I just want you to soak that in a little bit. You embodied, you represented to them. For some of these people, that's a family member. You know, that's extremely special. And you should know that. We're so proud of you for all that you've done, your time in Wilson. We hope that we have left a positive impression on you because you have certainly done that with us. I feel confident in the future that with you guys going into it, that the world's going to be a better place. So I thank you guys so much for that. Thank you so much for the legacy you have left here at Wilson and the way that you have represented this school. Have a great evening and have a good night.